Hello everyone. It's 10:26 p.m. at night. So, um I I guess it was it was after I did that video, the previous video, I finally dozed off and fell asleep. And I slept I think I don't recall I think I may have woke up, a time or two at least before 5 o'clock, to go to the bathroom. But and I don't know if I woke up at even after 7 o'clock, and then went back to sleep after using the bathroom, you know. So, um, excuse me. So after 7 o'clock, I think I went back to sleep a little more, and then I woke up about um I don't know, I don't remember. I think I woke up at like about 8:15 this evening, you know, and then I ordered. I mean, shortly after I woke up, I debated on whether or not I wanted to eat anything. Um, at first, I started to just feel like I wanted to not eat anything and continue to try to sleep and rest or whatever. But then again, I'm like, well, what if I get hungry later? So I looked through and I ordered a buy one get one free sandwich from um, from Firehouse Subs, and I got me like a couple of cookies and one for today and one for tomorrow. But and I got me I shouldn't have got drinks or whatever, but I got a 20-ounce Minute Maid lemonade, you know, and I went downstairs and got me a few snacks. So I'm disappointed. Well, I was told that they don't have quarters for laundry, and so I took money out of the ATM for nothing, you know. So, oh, my legs. Um, but I'm sorry for TMI, but because the stalkers got me suffering forced homelessness on the streets and stuff. Um, I guess after I came back here, I mean, I guess when I first went to sleep, or after I showered and stuff, and after the other video, it seemed like they forced urinated me like a couple more times, and then I finally was able to, you know, I mean, I guess the frequent urination, it calmed down some, you know. Excuse me, but um, so my legs are still swollen and uncomfortable, and I'm sorry for TMI, but my menstruation started this evening or tonight or whatever, and yeah, so but excuse me, but I'm I need to, well, since I was told that there's no I'm sorry, no quarters for laundry. Like, I'm too tired to wash my clothes by hand. I'm too tired to hand wash my clothes. You know, um, and I don't know if I might just I hate. I mean, I really hate the going to the public laundromats. I mean, nowadays I try to avoid the public laundromats due to the gang stalking and and everybody invading my personal space or whatever and all that. So, and then dealing with abusive, narcissistic, fake laundromat attendants trying to micromanage your every move and like physically following you around, walking all up on your heels, following you around everywhere, and trying, I mean, and just harassing, you know. So a lot of the times, I try to get my laundry done when I'm in the hotel room and can do it, you know, dealing with, my own peace and quiet. I'm sorry, I keep saying, because my anxiety is high and nervousness. But if it was summer, I probably could have, but I mean, I probably could get away with, you know, just hand washing the dress and undergarments and call it a day. But oh, now the weather is getting cooler, so I have a hoodie and pants to worry about too. You know, excuse me, my body is too weak to and I'm still sick and stuff. You know, my body's too weak to you know, hand wash my clothes. But if I were to develop the physical strength to hand wash my clothes, if I could have washed my clothes by hand and then put the clothes near the air conditioner and let them dry overnight, and they might still be damp the next morning, or by checkout time. And you know, I was gonna hand wash like the pants because they're thin pants. They're not sweatpants, so it would be easier to hand wash thin pants. But if it was the sweatpants, oh, I couldn't hand wash the sweatpants or jeans or nothing. But I never wear jeans. You want to know why I don't wear jeans? Because growing up, the fake foster mom, um, well, she used to wear jeans, but um, excuse me, it's been so many years since I wore jeans, you know, and when I was like, my, I think it really started when I was in third grade and started menstruating, um, and she was having me to wear elastic shorts or elastic pants or whatever. But then when I was in like fifth grade and was taking Prozac and it made me gain weight and overeat and stuff, or it made me always hungry. Excuse me. And that was when people started calling me greedy. Around that time, you know. But it was before what happened. It was before the incidents that happened. You know. It was like a few years before I became targeted. But but yeah, I was on Prozac, and people used to call me greedy, you know, and that was unfair for them to call me greedy. Even adults, wanting to call me greedy. and that it's a trigger word. It's still triggering, and the perps want to trigger me on purpose. Even other fat people or people fatter than me calling me greedy. You know, I was a doggone child. You know, and the foster mom wanted to convince me that I was so big and fat and huge when I wasn't. I was more like skinny. And um excuse me, starting around the time when I was taking, when she had, when they had me taking Prozac in fifth grade, was when, fifth or sixth grade, was when the foster mom, she she no longer really allowed us to wear jeans. And then I guess I've been programmed, I guess, to feel like sweatpants or regular pants is more comfortable. Nowadays, I couldn't feel comfortable with jeans unless I was really skinny, which me being fat now, but they got fat people who wear jeans, you know. Um, or the fake foster mom, she used to have me to wear elastic pants or elastic stretchable jeans or whatever. But it seemed like she wanted to program or condition me, just like with her to condition me to think that, oh, you're gonna grow up to be homeless. It seemed like she wanted to condition me to be overweight and fat forever. You know. Excuse me. So, but yeah. So what I would have done was, I would have planned tonight to since I was told that they don't have quarters for laundry. Good thing I have like at least I have more than 2/3 of a bottle of my soap that I use. But if I were to have the physical strength to hand wash my clothes, I would have hand washed the pair of socks, the undies, the bra, and the pants and the dress. And then I would have sanitized and sprayed down really good. Spray down my hoodie, you know. No way could I hand wash that. Excuse me, but but tonight my body, I'm feeling too weak, and it's kind of later, you know. So I would hate to. I mean, I might have to bag my stuff up, and I hate to have to go to a public laundromat. And one of the last times I tried to go to a public laundromat, I had a big heated altercation with the laundromat attendant, and she tried to swindle me and take all my money. And she was from a foreign country and didn't really know any English. She wasn't Hispanic. I think she was. I mean, I don't know if she was Indian from India or whatever. But I don't remember if I did film and put her on film and record her. And she was perping with the red too, and she was trying to take all my money and wouldn't give it back. And then she tried to narcissistically micromanage and control, you know, excuse me, how I wash my clothes. And she tried to take my money and keep my money, and then try to call the police on me. So excuse me. So I mean, but yeah. And they have this place called Melbus. Now, I mean, one thing I don't understand. All right, Melba's, I used to like to go to Melba's, and I thought they used to have three locations, but now it looks like they have two locations. And excuse me, and I know the one on Elysian Fields. I think it's by Elysian Fields in Claiborne. Last time I went there, I had a bad experience and was, wrongfully kicked out in the middle of the rain. So I'm like, these bastards, you'll never get my business ever again. In the other location, I don't know if they have, um, I don't know if they have laundromat over there, but it's like a laundromat and a restaurant and like a bar or whatever, daiquiri shop, whatever, all combined in one. So like if you go to Melba's, um, excuse me, like back in 2017, 18, 19, I used to go there. Well, not all. Oh yeah, I guess I could say all the time. And even after I became homeless, they used to have where you could have a whole breakfast for like $1 or whatever. And they used to try to get over on me by trying to charge. All right, so usually like if the breakfast is like 99 cents, with tax it'd be like 108 or whatever. So I was wondering like why you charge 130 or 135, and it was a big deal to me because I had became homeless, and what if all I had was $1.10, So I mean I even tried to apply for jobs at Melba's, and it was a white man that interviewed me and asked me all kinds of personal and nosy questions about my personal life. And he didn't hire me, you know. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I used to have a backpack all the time. But now they said this young Hispanic boy, and like that looks seemed like he's not far off from a teenager, is the new owner. You know, and um and so he kicked me out in the middle of the rain. And I don't remember if this was last year or 2023. But he kicked me out in the rain. He kicked me out in the middle of the rain while I was in the middle of eating my food. And he was unapologetic. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought y'all was saying no bags in the little video. I mean the gaming area. You know how they have like certain, like if you go to a donut shop or you go to a certain cafe or whatever, and then they have like this special little small room that they have like gaming and gambling and all that. And that's what I've been told like throughout the years, that you just couldn't bring your bags in there. And I did not go in there. So the guy is saying no bags, period. I'm like, well, since when? He's like, oh, it's been always been that rule. Well, you ain't always been here. And he probably was a perp, and so I never I never had the desire to um give Melba's my business anymore. And then I mean I probably should have stopped um doing giving them my business or doing business with them. I probably should have stopped in like 2017, 18, 19. You know, um, but they used to be like, the workers used to be ghetto, narcissistic, and rude. But they had a couple of workers that were nice, or a few of them that were nice. But one time, it was probably 2023. Um, it might have been after being wrongfully banned from the airport. And I remember overnight, um, or maybe I wasn't banned from the airport, and for some reason the last bus did not come for the waiting on the airport bus, and the bus did not come. And then I tried to find where I could go that was 24 hours, and well, it might have been that the day when they had that incident, um, where that guy attacked the other guy unprovoked at the bus stop. And people were saying that that was gang stalking street theater. But I went to Dave and Buster's that night, and they let me eat and charge my phone that night. But there was a time after that day that I went to Dave and Buster's, and Dave and Buster's, they yelled at, I mean, the fake security guard I have on film with him refusing to let me, you know, use the place, like eat and charge my phone and use the bathroom and stuff. And people, I'm glad people had my back and defended me and said he was being a Karen, a power hungry Karen, like a Karen that was a male Karen that was on a power trip, you know. But and I'm like, since when y'all say we couldn't have our bags? And then they admitted, oh, that's a new rule. So that's one thing. That's one thing to do homeless discrimination. That if you have any bags, and they refuse you service because you're carrying around bags, because they know you're homeless. But if you're one of those rich tourists that look nice, oh, they welcome your business. But certain people say, well, if you're homeless and you're paying to utilize the business, what makes their money better than your money if you're paying the same thing? What makes the rich person's $9.99 burger meal better than the poor person's paying for the same price, $9.99 for a burger meal, like burger, fry, drink, whatever, So that night, I think I remember when going to Dave and Buster's, and I couldn't get my phone was probably going bad, and I probably was in a predicament where my phone would charge, take hours and hours to charge because I needed a new one. That might have been the predicament. That was before I got the new phone. So yeah, that was it. And so then I think I did leave Dave and Buster's around midnight when they closed. That was before that situation with the fake security guard acting like a Karen. So I left Dave and Buster's, and I think I did. I don't know if I probably rode the Elysian Fields bus or the Galvez bus, and found my way over there to get over by Melba's, and they let me sit there overnight and buy something. I mean, buy something and eat and use the bathroom. But come to find out, they did not have plugs where I could charge my phone. And so by 4:00 in the morning, my phone had died, and my phone battery died. And then I walked down Elysian Fields and made my way through the French Quarter, and it has certain other places. I was trying to figure where could I go that was 24 hours or whatever, and they had this one place, I don't remember, but it was Asian run, and the guy was blatantly racist to my face and wasn't shy about it, and he got a smart ass attitude when I tried to order food, and he was very disrespectful and abusive, and he wrongfully kicked me out of the place. I can't remember the name at the moment, but it was like a bar or something like that. Usually I don't go into bars because I don't drink, but being homeless, you got no choice but to eat at bars or whatever, trying to survive being homeless. But But then later the next morning, after that altercation, I found myself trying to go to Cafe Du Monde and wonder, I mean, the original Cafe Du Monde, that location. Um, and I'm like, since when y'all not 24 hours no more? They used to be 24 hours, but they were nice enough to they let me charge my phone a little bit, and I don't remember if I ordered beignets or not, and I had to use the bathroom really bad, and then I found myself walking down the riverfront path or whatever, and that was when I was still eligible to go to the Riverwalk. So I went to the Riverwalk like the next morning and did my normal homeless day or whatever. But yeah, if my point was, if Melba's, um, if they have a laundromat on site, I'm pretty sure, when people do their laundry, they bring bags, you know. So if you doing laundry and say you want to go get, go next door and get you something to eat, do they turn you away? And I don't have a car, or was that guy just simply doing homeless discrimination? But yeah, and that young boy was the new owner, you know, and I like New Orleans, the freaking sold out once again, you know. But I thought Melba's was run. I thought it was a black owned business, you know. But a lot of black people work there, but the owners or whatever, um, are either white or Hispanic or whatever. But I used to like the food there, you know. But and I mean, yeah, that young Hispanic guy, he um kicked me out while I was in the middle of eating my food, and he kicked me out in the middle of the rain, and I was forced to eat outside in the rain, and he didn't care. And um and I found myself walking down Elysian Fields. This was a different time. This was probably in January or February last year. You know, and then I rode the Elysian Fields. I got on the Elysian Fields bus and I tried to sanitize the seat. And the ghetto narcissistic fake perp bus driver was she threatened me, you know, and like, how you gonna talk to me like that, and you look young enough to be my child, and you trying to handle me like that? It was a black female. So um the bus seats were very dirty, and I just try to clean the seat off, you know, disinfect the seat with my OCD and everything. And then they leave the buses, like it would be winter, and they will leave the buses on the air conditioner, not the heater. They leave the air conditioner on full blast, and it could be winter and 30 degrees, and you ride the bus overnight, and they ghetto narcissistically, want to try to make you feel as tortured and uncomfortable as possible. Like, if you, I mean, how you drive the bus and it's winter and it's 30 or 40 degrees, and you got the air conditioner on full blast, and you don't have the heater on, you know, excuse me. And it's like in 2017, and no, I'm sorry, I wasn't homeless. Well, I was homeless for a brief moment in 2017, but I meant to say 2018 and 19. I spent some of the time like overnight riding the buses and streetcars, and that, you know they don't let you sleep on the bus or the streetcar, and then they try to say, oh, it's for liability purposes, the reason why they don't let you sleep. because they're like, oh, what if you go to sleep and then something bad happens? Oh, and then we be reliable. I mean, we be liable for it. Or they say, oh, what if you go to sleep and then the bus or the streetcar go into the station overnight and you're still there? You know, so they have ghetto narcissistic fake attitude, and they throw doggone tantrums and scream and berate you if you even unintentionally fall asleep. So what if you've been sleep deprived for 7 days and don't get to lay down and don't get to get any sleep, and then your body starts to shut down and you have micro sleeps, and then the bus driver beating and banging on the back of your seat, yelling at you, forcing you to wake up, and then try to be violent and put their hands on you, and then they do stuff like threaten to drop you off in the woods. If they threaten you and say, well, I'm gonna, if you sleep again, if I catch you sleeping on here again, I'm gonna drop you off. They'll say, I'm gonna drop you off in the middle of the woods, and so you can be eaten up by coyotes. That's what they used to tell me. Excuse me. So, but yeah. So, but I mean, on the 2-lane location in Melbus, I don't know if they have a laundromat also, or is it just a restaurant? But the one on Elysian Fields is like a laundromat and a restaurant and a daiquiri shop and like a bar and like a gambling place, like all in one little spot. And I guess 2017, 18, 19, my OCD had died down so a nice bit, and I was able to be somewhat normal. But then, after a bad experience, a traumatic experience happened to me again, and then my OCD flared up, and now it's like really bad. Excuse me. And then it's worse with me being homeless. So imagine being homeless on the streets for 7 days and being targeted and suffering OCD. Imagine getting throughout those 7 days you get on average 2 to 3 hours of sleep per day, and then your legs swelling up. You don't get to lay down for 7 days. Do you know what that feels like? And then your legs swelling up. You don't really get to get sleep. There have been moments, I don't know how I was able to do it, but being homeless on the streets in 2018 and 2019, and for me to go, for me to not be able to lay down for 30 days. Can you imagine to not be able to lay down for 30 days? Do you know what that feels like? Could you imagine not being able to lay down for 30 days? Could you imagine going 21 days with, not being allowed or not having a way to get a shower? So, but anyway, so like earlier today, when I got to the library, I kept on having to pee like frequently. They kept force urinating me, and then by the time I got to the bathroom, it's like as if I was incontinent, like urinary incontinence, And it seemed like a whole lot of urine would come racing out of me before I can succeed at pulling my pants down, to go pee. But like I'm sorry to gross y'all out for TMI, but I had like mucus so dark yellow that it was almost pretty much orange coming out of me, you know. And it seemed like after I drank the water, it was like cucumber melon lemonade. And then later on, I added some more water, and then it was like the lemon wedges were soaking in there. And then eventually, some of the mucus was able to come up, and I was able to get cleared out. And then even tonight, like I was, blowing my nose, and it was like a lot of orange mucus, Um, excuse me, as I said, sorry for TMI, but my menstruation came today, and um, so I it was like a day or two ago. I ran completely out of my supplements. My Amazing Grass supplement. I had already run out of my bentonite clay, and I need to be able to get some more of my supplements. But so it's like um I might end up being tortured with menstrual cramps um for the next couple of days. I hope not though. Excuse me, but um yeah, it's hard. So like with my laundry, but if I were to wash my clothes tomorrow morning by hand, I know the hand wash clothes is time consuming, but I don't know if I should just go to one of these laundromats. I mean, I don't know where I could go where I could wash my laundry in peace and they won't bother me. With these racist, narcissistic, fake laundromat attendants that will try to micromanage and control how you wash your clothes and just keep harassing and bothering you and won't leave you alone. And then they have other people come to do laundry that might be gang stalkers and invading your personal space and perping and harassing and doing this and doing that or whatever. Excuse me. But there's something else I want to say, but I'll hold off until another time to tell y'all. But yeah. So I'm too tired to live stream tonight. It's 11:04 right now. I don't know if after I get off after they say it's supposed to rain tomorrow morning too. But it would be nice if I could have help with hotel nights until at least um Tuesday, you know. And Tuesday afternoon, or maybe I might look up and get it in the morning, but Tuesday I'm supposed to get that YouTube AdSense payment, and I don't know if I will have enough money left over for a hotel after trying to get certain things that I need to get, you know. And then, excuse me, for next month, um, with the Social Security check, you know, if I get it, you know, um, it looks like I might end up. I'm sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. Like my mind is like, you know, wandered. My mind wandered, and I didn't realize I wasn't even, that I was like this and didn't realize it. Um, but there are some things I need to get. I don't know how much it will cost to replace um my birth certificate. I still can't believe they did what they did. So I would have to try to see how much it costs to replace my birth certificate. And there's certain other things I need to get replaced for my bag being stolen. And and um so I was able to get the discounted hotel nights. It looks like the lady over the phone took the points that I already had. She took the points that I already had and then converted it into like enough for a discount. And because I originally was gonna try to see if I had 10,910 points, and then I'm like, oh well, if I purchased 10,000 more points for $50, then I could have the 20,000 points and then get the reduced hotel night. But she did it a different way over the phone. She took the points that I had and took like everything, took the points that I had and then converted it to a discounted hotel night. And that's the hotel night was originally like $56 and something. After the discount, it was $56 or something, and then after taxes and fees, it turned out to be $63 um and 83 cents. That was from the discount though. But that was from the discount. But but now I have to start back all over again with 0 points and work my way up, to earning more nights and stuff, earning more hotel nights. I mean, earn enough points for towards free nights and stuff. But so I knew the Uber ride would have been about $40, but come to find out, the Uber ride was like $45, like 44.99 or something like that. And they said that the fees were higher than usual because of the NBA young boy. I think that was the reason why they raised the prices. Him being in town or whatever. No, it was the day before yesterday was Chris Brown, and so um, if I weren't sick, it wasn't raining at that time, but I kept getting rain alerts on my phone, and it kept looking like it was gonna rain. But if I weren't days of sleep deprived and sick, I could have saved $45, and took the buses and streetcars, whatever I needed to take to get over to the hotel. But me being 7 days of sleep deprived and my body screaming for a bed and tired and sick and all, and so I had a headache the entire time of the Uber ride. And thankfully, I was able to get over here, get a shower, and get me a few hours of sleep. You know, and then eat dinner and stuff. And I bought some more of the I needed to get some more of the rubbing alcohol and stuff. And I use it for, well, me and my OCD and everything. I use it to sanitize and disinfect everything and for hygiene and stuff. When I can't get to use soap, or when soap is not convenient, that's when I need it. you know. And I'm a germaphobe. I'm a severe germaphobe. You know, and imagine being forced homeless and suffering OCD and being a germaphobe and get criminalized for cleaning off a chair or something. Criminalized and kicked out of a certain restaurant or whatever. You know, so um, I'm gonna say, you know, fuck it. I'm not going to hand wash my clothes tonight. I'm tired. And I'm not live streaming tonight. I love y'all, but I'm sorry. And thanks for the support and the happy comments. And the other day I felt like, where is everybody? And I felt like everybody hated me and was against me. But I'm surprised about the outpouring love and everything today. And I'm like, well, I guess there are people who care. Because the stalking cult criminals, they're on a militant mission. They want to try to, infest and infect everyone with their fake poison, you know, and make everybody hate me. And they think I'm supposed to be hated by everybody and that I'm supposed to be reduced to not lower than human, but completely not human at all. And so I would like to see it. I mean, and so like I took some money out of the ATM machine thinking that I mean I didn't have the convenience or the opportunity to go to like the bank or something to take money out. But wow, the ATM fee was $4.99. Sorry, yikes. $4.99 was the ATM fee. And I took out $40. And so with that $40, I thought I was gonna get at least $10 in quarters, but I was told that they didn't have it. But I bought like a few bags of chips for like $4 total, and so now I have $36 in cash. And last I checked, $23.15 in the bank left at the moment. After the donations and everything. You know, but yeah, I thought I was confident that I was gonna get to be able to get laundry done. So I would like to see if I can get help with hotel night for tomorrow night and Monday night and Tuesday. Um, Tuesday I'm you know I'm supposed to get the YouTube AdSense payment. Um, and as I said, there are things I need to get, and it's hard being homeless on the. Imagine, all right, being targeted, forced homeless on the streets, legs swelling, and you're menstruating, and they force urinate you, and you're homeless on the streets and got nowhere to go to the bathroom. And you're just a bloody, nasty mess. Bloody, pissy, nasty mess. And this how the stalking cult criminals, they want us in this shape. This shape of existence. They want, this is how they want us to be, like at our lowest. And then they strip you of everything and corner you and have you at your lowest. And then they think that you will be desperate enough to find a way out by taking their perp deal and selling out and joining the cult. And then if you refuse to join the cult, it's more attacks, harassment, and setups. like being illegally swatted and wrongfully thrown in jail and gotta fight fake criminal charges because you said no to the cult. And they think this shit is funny. Nobody wants to join y'all fake, retarded, nasty cult. You know, and the sticky TT6 perp, it seems like he spreads the lies that my twin sister spreads about me. He spreads those lies like word for word. And I know he ain't been stalking me for a few years. It seems like he's a new perp on board. You know, I talk longer than I intended to talk. You know, so say if I had help with more hotel nights, you know, if I could get to have help with more hotel nights. See, the stalkers, they got me wrongfully banned from the cheaper hotels. So, like, I would have to ask for help for $125 minimum per night to stay here, you know, unless I ended up having enough points to get discounts, you know. But for the regular standard, you know, I would have to ask for at least a minimum of $120. I mean, $125, you know. But I know I wouldn't be able to get that all the time, you know. So the stalkers, when they try to say it's unrealistic for me to, they're the ones who got me in this predicament. And then they got me in this predicament to be forced to have to live like this. And then they say, well, you can't live like this forever. And that's their subliminal fake message of an ultimatum. For them to try to give me an ultimatum to sell out and join. And then when I refuse, more swatting, more harassment, more being wrongfully banned from places. And there are people who say, well, when you get banned from these hotels and stuff, or when you get banned from the restaurants, just focus on where you're not banned from. And the ones that where you are banned from, they say, oh, don't let bitterness take root. Or, you know, don't be bitter. Forgive them, love them. And, you know, they know not what they do, you know. And they say, well, you know, if you're banned or trespass from somewhere, you know, don't take it personal because you got your treasures in heaven. But me, I feel too sinful. I don't feel like I'm holy enough. I want to be holier, you know. I want to be holier, but I feel like I'm not holy. I feel like I ain't righteous. I feel like I'm too bad and sinful. Excuse me. But certain people tell me I'm a pure soul and full of light, and that's why they're attacking me or whatever, you know. But you know, when they try to get you to sell out, they try to get you to sell out to basically the Illuminati and the New World Order and the Freemasons, you know. And for people to harass me and tell me to get a job, but then they prevent me from getting jobs. And I keep explaining all the setbacks and difficulties and stuff. You know, as I said, the same ones who backed me into a corner and forced me to end up homeless. And then they try to beat me into submission to join their fake cult. And they say, well, you can't keep living like this forever. You can't keep begging forever. But they think that selling out and becoming evil. You heard that? They think that selling out and becoming evil is the only solution. And then, I mean, oh, you sold your soul to the devil, now you're being taken care of. But I heard that the devil will turn on them and then put them in a predicament. They could put them in a predicament worse than what I am, worse than what I'm in, you know. But they think that selling their soul to the devil protects them and makes them invincible. You know, all these celebrities that's crashing, you know, what they say crashing out or whatever, and having meltdowns and breakdowns and you know, excuse me. And people think that being a celebrity makes you perfect. But like, how do we look up to these so-called people and they make mistakes too? I mean, a lot of these celebrities, they're retarded and illiterate, you know, especially the fake rappers. Excuse me. But yeah. But well, if I mean, I heard it's supposed to rain tomorrow morning, and my legs still being swollen. I'm sick. You know, yup, my legs are still swollen, and I'm sick, and my menstruation started, and then for me to have to be back on the streets, terrorized and harassed, and all this pressure on my heart and my legs. Yeah, I said my legs being swollen and everything. But if I do have to check out, and if I don't get more hotel nights, you know, excuse me. Um, if I do have, I mean, if I do have to check out, and if I don't get more hotel nights, then I hate that I have to go to a laundromat and wash my clothes, and I'm almost out of black trash bags too. So, but Tuesday when I get paid, I would like to get some more trash bags. You know, yeah, trash bags. It's a I'm gonna end up needing more trash bags. You know, so I guess, but tomorrow morning I'll have breakfast, and then um, I save the sub sandwich, the other sub sandwich chips and cookies, you know, for tomorrow around lunchtime, you know, for lunchtime. But if I were to get to have help with more hotel nights, then I could save that sandwich and stuff for dinner, you know. But depending on how I feel, after breakfast, I'm gonna try to live stream and see if I can, you know, raise funds for more hotel nights. But I'm gonna get off here. It's 11:23 p.m. at night, and I'm gonna get off here and try to drink me a little more water and just rest and try to get more sleep. So I love y'all, and I'm gonna get off here, and I'm gonna keep y'all in my prayers, and I'm praying that y'all can keep me in y'all prayers.